kuna hii interview fulani ilikuwa NTV.
Let me ask you, why would a parent take a class 4 to boarding?
Parents, we need to talk to our children. The work of raising children is not just the government. It is the primary responsibility of parents.
I've heard from the MP that he's criticizing parents. I'm also a parent here. I'm not just feeling good.
There are schools where children asked to go home. No problem, no grievance.
Na wazazi na plus ministry walikuwa wanaongelea kuhusu hii kuchoma shule ya ma students.
Unfortunately, a fire tragedy has been reported at Utumishi Girls Academy and several students are feared dead.
Preliminary investigations into the Utumishi Girls Academy fatal fire have established that 10 of the victims died from suffocation.
It is a sad day today that we woke up with the sad news of a fire incident at this school, Utumishi Senior School.
Government ilikuwa ina argue that wanafunzi wako spoiled na wazazi wamefail.
That if you cannot manage your child at home, then you transfer the management of the child to a person called a teacher.
Lakini nao wazazi pia walikuwa na claim government imefail.
What has happened and the government need to acknowledge, they weakened the systems which were there.
She is with you at home. Who is eating her food in school now?
So who is right?
I want to, because there are myriad of issues and it's very layered. Okay, there's questions of, as saying copycats, other students because others have, gone on strike, so we also want to go. But there's deep, meaningful issues that we know that has been, happening in schools. Questions of congestion, questions of, the quality of food, There's many things that bring us here, but let me start with you, David.
Masikia Kenya huyu journalist amejaribu kusema kwanza amestata akastama hapo kwa kujaribu kutafuta reason ya mbona students wana strike. The first thing amesema copycats. That's ati students wengine wana strike because wameona shule zingine ziki strike. Then akastumble his words mpaka akafika kwa ati quality of food na congestion. To me this already feels like ameshaanza already ku lead on wale wase wako pale wamekuja kudiscuss. Wacha tusikie kile specialist wake atasema.
The first one is leadership failure across, from the national, regional to the school level.
Notice, hakuna mtu anakuanga na makosa, hakuna mtu anakuanga na issue. It is always the leader, the leader, the leader. The opening statement ashaanza kulaumu government. Asha take away all the responsibility from the parents and from the society. Interesting.
And you can see from what you've heard in the recent few days is that people in leadership are shying away from their responsibility. The immediate form peers were saying that it's just a small percentage. We've lost 16 children. Losing even one child cannot be diminished.
Ni mara ngapi umesikia hiyo statement? Ati even one death is too much. But already several deaths have happened. Zisha happen, so isi mention ime happen ama kusikuaje. This is just trying to be sensational, trying to whip emotions. Na anajua ile crowd iko nyuma yake ni wazazi. Maybe anajaribu kuwa incite chini ya maji, and I probably think story ya incitement itaingililia huko baadaye. Let's continue watching and hear.
It shows us, the lack of empathy, lack of accountability, lack of responsibility among leaders.
What do you mean lack of empathy and responsibility among leaders? Does that mean the leaders don't have kids? And please, if your counter argument is going to be ati watoto wa MP na MCA wasomangi zile shule tunasomea, please. That is the worst argument you can ever have. Zile shule tuwasimu hata wanasomea shule za kipenki. Hizo shule za kipenki wanasomea. Kwani wao hawananga issues? Hawezi choma. Unafikiria hizo shule zinakuanga perfect hivyo?
Schools are congested. Latif was under-mentioning, talking about 800. Most schools, if you go to Mangu, you go to Alliances, they're 2,000 and above.
Now, hapa kwa over congestion. Sometimes Kenyans wanafanyanga na cheka sana. If watoto hawataenda shule, government will be at the end of the sword. Watoto wakienda shule, wakuwe congested, it is still a problem. I think, according to me, the government should be looking for a solution ya kudecongest shule. But remember, this is not something that just can happen with a snap of a finger. All the same people wanasema ati shule ziko congested, wangekuwa tu hapa bado wanalia. Watoto wangekuwa wako nyumbani wamenyimwa kuenda mashule because hakuna beddings ama dormitories za kuaccommodate. Na unapata wazazi on the other hand, kuna zile shule specific wazazi wanataka watoto wao waende. mzazi anang'ang'ana kwenda kuchange mtoto wake ampeleke shule nyingine. Hiyo shule kila mzazi anataka kupeleka mtoto wake juu inasoma vizuri, ina succeed. Wanaenda wazazi wenyewe, they know, it is not that these parents don't know. Wanaenda hata wanaambiwa dom imejaa, ati hapana mwalimu nitafutie tu venye utaweza tu, ana shida mtoto wangu atavumilia. Speak to parents out here. Wanajifanya sana they know the things that the parents do, the things that watoto wanapitia. They don't know. Mzazi ndiye anaenda kunegotiate huyo mtoto ati atalala tu hata kama ni kwa corridor. Bora hiyo status hiyo, jina hiyo shule. Mzazi asemanga mtoto wangu kwa shule fulani anasomea shule fulani. This is what is happening. But they are trying to cover it up. They are looking for somebody to blame. And you can always, it is very easy to blame the government kuliko kuingia ujiangalie wewe mwenyewe ndani yako vitu unafanyaga.
Now, the numbers are just huge. Capitation is negligible. School fee has been capped at 53,000 shillings for boarding schools. Since 2014, 12 years later.
Hapo make point ya capitation na school fees kukua capped at 53,000 Kenya shillings. 2014, that is 11 years ago. 11 years ago, maisha ilipanda. Standards ilipanda, kila kitu ilipanda. Venye watu walikuwa wanasoma 11 years ago si venye wanasoma saa hii. Ile perseverance ilikuwa na watoto wa 2014, sio ile perseverance iko na watoto wa saa hii tafadhali. Hapo nampatia points. Absolutely. Government should see a way on how to improve on that capitation. Hapo na agree na yeye fully.
Schools cannot operate with the figures they have. So when schools are congested, you have few teachers, you have limited resources, you have a crisis in your hand.
Yes.
So I'm saying that we have seen leadership failure, and this then percolates to various levels.
By the way, for your information, akisema leadership failure, I agree with him. Unajua ina sound kama natetea gava. No, I'm very neutral. But in a way, the ministry has failed. Inafaa kuwa isha angalia hizi maneno, ikaona venye shule ziko, ikaenda kwa hizi shule one by one. Kama ni overcrowding, ina deal with that. Kama ni hizo dormitories zajengwa according to standard quality control, wana see to that. Lakini si ati tunarusha tu blame one side. Remember, government ikiona mzazi ako contented na ametulia na ile kitu wamefanya. Government ni nani? For the people, by the people. Hawataanza tena kusema ati wafukuze ule mtoto wako amlete nyumbani ati tungoje tujenge dormitory for like 6 months. Huyu mzazi tu ndiye ataingia kwa street to demonstrate mtoto wake ananyimwa the right of education. Unajua kwa government ni it's a balancing act.
The former PS talked about we cannot take students home. Now, we need to think in education the way we have diarized the school calendar. A year has 52 weeks. Now, schools have 36 weeks. But how have we clustered this? We've congested everything in second term. What's my suggestion? We have to rethink the school calendar, and there's no harm in reassessing and having the term spread out.
Hapo make sense kuhusu terms na length ya terms, of which sioni ikiwa na issue. Unajua, you can still have two ideas where both can work. Mimi naona currently hata kama mimi si mwalimu na si stakeholder, though mimi ni mzazi, calendar iko sawa. Because ukiguza that term utakosana na watu. Ukiguza that term, remember we are Kenyans. Now we know December ni holiday. So tunaangalia, yes, tunataka hata that term distributiwe vizuri. Lakini wewe kama mzazi, plans zako za December ni zipi? Sisi kama inchi, plans zetu za December ni zipi? Kuna mtoto psychology yake saizi itamwalao ni December 12 ni Jamhuri Day na mtoto wako shule, unafikiria zitakosa kuchomwa? Sengine pia tuachake kuchukulia hizi issue ni kama kitu kidogo. Ni issue kubwa by the way. Zinaanza na psychology yetu na venye tumelelewa up to mali tuko. Na vitu zingine hata kumaliza, you just don't flip a switch na zinaisha. Systematically, you do this strategically. Let's move on to the next guest tusikie maoni yake. I guess huyu sasa ndio the government guy mwenye ako kwa ipane.
For secondary schools that I have in Lugari, only 3 closed. And none had an incident, by the way.
Okay.
They closed on discussion.
Sikia your point. 3 school closed. None had an incident. They closed on discussion. Yani wametishia, wamesema yo prince, tunaenda home ama hatuendi. Tusipoenda kitawaramba. Oh my. Kwani generation ni gani brother? I wish ningekuwa nasoma in generation. Hiyo ndio point alikuwa anajaribu kumeka.
You know, we can blame each other. We can as well decide to scapegoat.
I feel like I'm about to drop a very serious point and ita piss off watu wengi sana hapa.
But the first problem with this issue is parental failure.
Ooh, no you didn't. No you didn't. Mbona umecall out wazazi na wako nyuma yako? It's about kumramba, niko sure. It's about kumramba. Lakini ni ukweli. Kuna kwa tusema there's no such thing as a bad child. It's always a bad parent. Mtoto mleavyo ndivyo akuavyo. Wahenga hawakuwa mafala, hawakuwa jingo, walikuwa wajua kile wanasema.
I want you to be patient to listen to this.
It's about to drop some truth bombs.
If you were to look at many children who go to boarding, the first question you'd ask yourself, is there an alternative? And maybe before I get there, let me ask you, why would a parent take a class 4 to boarding?
Ooh, tough questions. Tough questions. It's about to go down.
That's a toddler who requires parental care and parental love. But parents have transferred responsibility to a third party called a teacher.
I agree, by the way.
And this is the problem we are dealing with today.
Yeah.
But to be honest with truth, the grade 4s are not the ones who are protesting.
Just listen.
Yes.
What? Can you believe that? The grade 4s are not the ones banning the schools. Si nimetoka kusema hapa tu sahi, is a systemic issue. Like common sense tu bro itakuambia. Common sense itakuambia hii kitu inaanzanga huko chini, inakuja kufika hapa juu. Amesema vizuri. Mbona mtoto wa grade 4 anapelekwa body? Halafu mtu anakuambia it is not the grade 4 that are banning schools. Ebu imagine huyo mtoto kitu atakuwa amepitia by the time ako grade 4 to JSS hapo hivyo grade sijui ni 10 ama ni 9. Huyo mtoto atakuwa already ashakuwa mauru, atakuwa already ashakuwa hardened. No, wanasema it is not grade 4s who are banning schools. This is the kind of journalist we have. Wanataka tu wajibu ku-counter for the sake of countering instead of critical thinking kidogo tu. Unajua unaambiangwa sometimes kama una kitu ya kusema, breathe in, breathe out. The 7 seconds rule. You pause for 7 seconds, then you answer. Walikuwa tu wanamjibu and I have a feeling watakuwa wanaminterrupt, lakini wacha tusikie. It's about to get emotional and conventional.
Listen, yes. I'm just explaining to you where the problem starts.
Yeah.
That if you cannot manage your child at home, then you transfer the management of the child to a person called a teacher.
Yeah.
I have a question. Are you taking later?
I haven't even said anything.
I'm asking, are you taking questions?
Oh, I can tell she's pissed. I can tell kamejamba. Oh, lady niko sure amejamba. It's about to go down, screaming about to start. Wacha tusikie venye kutaenda.
Questions after?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'm here.
You'll get your
I'm here, and that's why I came here today.
Proceed,
Relax,
proceed.
tranquilo, mi amor.
If you look at the psychology of growth, children always itemize what they see, what they feel, what they hear. Because of the pressures at home, children have been taken to school, minus even all the provisions they require.
True that.
I go to schools every day. The teachers will tell you, these students are here, they don't even have pads.
Pads.
But they have parents, isn't it? Who's supposed to buy that pad?
Government supposed to provide it for
Just
free.
listen.
Great question. Nani anafaa kubuy pad za mdem akienda high school?
Government supposed to provide it for
Just
free.
listen. What? Please.
What?
For free.
Government is
That's where I'm
supposed to
going.
provide
That
high
government is
school
a parent, eh?
kids with sanitary towels for free? I didn't know that. Sikujua by the way. Honestly, I don't know. If it is true, let me know down in the comments. Mi hiyo hata sitaingilia. I don't think kuna mzazi ataacha mtoto aende shule bila diapers ati gava ita provide for free. Surely, this is the Kenya we live in. We think the government is supposed to provide sanitary towels for free. Mtoto wako anaenda Pangani, mtoto wako anaenda Utumishi, gava provide sanitary towels for free. Kenyans, we are not ready for this conversation, bana. Parents, maybe she's a parent or she will become a parent. Ataacha mtoto wake aende shule bila sanitary towel juu gava inafaa ku provide. This is kind of nile naitanga activist journalism. You can already tell from the way she's interrupting that she's there for blood. Ako hapo kujaribu kudiscredit na kudisapprove the government guy mwenye amekuja explain the situation. This is just what I'm reading. Maybe you are reading it differently. Wacha tusikie. Hey, ni ngori.
Number 3,
or even murmuring the background.
You take the child to school and there's no follow-up.
True that.
The worst mistake that has happened in this country, it is where money follows a student.
Hapo amesema kitu ya maana sana. Wazazi wanakuanga wakiuliza uta drop off mwanafunzi saa ngapi. The moment ameachiliwa mtoto kwa hiyo shule, hakuna mzazi anasemanga, hebu tuende unipeleke kwa choo zao watoto tuone venye zinaendelea. Hebu tuende mtupeleke kwa dormitory yao wasichana tuone venye wanalala ama venye wanaendelea. Hebu tupelekeni kwa classes tuone wanaketi wangapi kwa classes. Name a parent. If wewe ni mzazi ushaifanya hivyo. Kama unajua mzazi ashaifanya hivyo, let me know in the comments bwana. Hii Kenya tunakuanga the biggest hypocrisy, ni mafarisayo kabisa. Tunapenda tu kukondem. Then kikiumana ndo tunajifanya. Ukiimagine ile stress prince na walimu wanakuanga nayo hiyo shule. Unapata saa nyingine hata kufukuza watoto ni shida. Juu saa nyingine hata walimu wanaangalia watafukuza watoto wanaenda nyumbani wakakule nini, wakafanye nini. So watoto wanakaa tu shule. Saa nyingine prince anaangalia septic ya shule imejaa. Hakuna pesa. Nikifukuza watoto waende nyumbani, ndio pesa itatoka wapi? Alafu nyinyi ndio mtakuwa kwanza kuja kusema, "Oh, hata hiyo shule wanaishi na kaa vibaya, septic imejaa, siwe ziko kila mahali." Mbona hamkuenda kuangalia before muache mtoto? When you dropped off the kid. Mnafahamu kwangi hata kama ni wale wazazi wamerepresent kila class. Wanaenda wanazunguka at least wanaangalia venye kuko. Hiyo PGPT ama ni BOG. Waende wa confirm ile environment watoto wao wanaenda ni environment fit. Lakini kazi ni kublame tu, the government is always the bad guy. Look inside you. Mimi nasema history yote ya hii shule, it is about the parent. There's never been a bad child. There's always been a bad parent. Tuendelee na hii shughuli tusikie.
That's the animal of overcrowding. Let me ask you, why would be Alliance having more than 1,100 grade 10?
1,100.
1,100 grade 10. If you are to do the normal standard, international standard, one teacher to 40 students, how many streams would you need in Alliance?
Tuwasimu hata 1 to 50, kwa dhao ni 20 streams, kwa dhao na 10 hiyo ni 22. That is 22 streams. Bwana, this is the guy from government anawaambia ukweli huko. Nyinyi wazazi niko sure 1,200 students hawakuitwa hiyo Alliance. Lakini wazazi wametafuta a way to make sure watoto wao wamefika Alliance. They don't care watalala chini, watalala juu, watalala in the underworld, in the upside down. They don't care. So long as mtoto wako Alliance. Then pia shule zinapenda hivyo juu, more kids, more money. The money follows the students. Ni prince yupi hata kubali hiyo pesa ikuje kwa shule yake. Na especially akinotice that wazazi hawana issue watoto wakifanywa overcrowding kwa dormitories, juu anajua ile pesa itakuja mingi and they don't have to build another dormitory. They don't have to build another dining hall. They don't have maybe to build sometimes an extra class ama streams. Principle pia unajua Wakenya si wote ni the same. Corrupt as AF. Atakubali tu pesa inakuja yeye anakula na PTA yake ama na BOG ama BOM. Siku hizi I think ni BOM. Kitambo nikisoma zilikuwa BOG. This is the reality of the situation. Lakini hatutaki kuangalia inwards. Let's all blame the government. Si ndio? Mbaya sana. Mimi kama mkago Mkristo bana, mimi huwezi nidanganya. Nitaongea ukweli, afadhali mnichukia ama mnihate. This guy has points. This guy has truth.
Do you have those streams? Instead, you have a class of 60 being managed by one teacher, a dormitory of 400 without a teacher sleeping in that dormitory.
Facts.
That is overcrowding. What then happens in a situation like that? Students only require trigger.
Trigger.
And this is what has happened. If you look at many of the schools, they went for sports, they had, another school had gone on. I was looking at Kanga. The boys came and wrote a letter. We have come from sports. When are you releasing us? Our neighbors have gone. That is literally the principle.
Na hizi ni facts anaongea by the way. You can argue against them. Hata enzi zile za kitambo tukisoma. Shule neighbor ikichoma ilikuwa ni trigger for the other schools kuchoma. As simple as that. There is no way mtashinda mkisema ati ni congestion. Sawa, ile shule iko na congestion ilichoma. Mbona yenyewe ina congestion imechoma pia? Mbona ime strike? Principle ukimthreaten hivyo mara mbili kama sasa hivi yenye hii issue ni sensitive. Principal tu students wakisema tunaenda home hata ongee. The principal would rather release the children than have to deal with legal cases, criminal cases ati amekuwa negligent, watoto wamechomeka nini. You know this, but you're acting like you're living in a bubble, like hizi vitu hazi affect ni hizi vitu si reality, and this is the truth of the issue.
Our neighbors have gone. In one of the schools in Lugari, the students went for a French competition. The school was settled. The school had no issue. But the students who came 48 in number, when they got out of the bus, they started shouting, St. Peter's, they have gone. Butere, they have left. What are we still doing here?
Alafu napenda venye anapeana facts na real examples. Real example. Nataka tuone kama kuna mtu mwingine atatumia facts na real examples of real schools, real kids, like this government guy. Ndio ujue Wakenya tunakuanga emotional. Tunapenda tu attack the government because we have already failed inside. But tunajua vizuri sana the government is right, the government is trying its best. It's not perfect, iko na issues zake, lakini issues most zina stem from within us, from us. I like this already.
That's a trigger. It is not the issue. But why is this trigger evolving into a bigger issue?
Yes, he's
a
admitting
failure in the quality assurance system of the Ministry of Education.
You see, he's in the government, but he's admitting when the government is wrong. But he's also saying it is not just the government, it is everybody. The government is that parent. Kuna time amesema the government is also a parent. This is how you argue factually, logically, and with the facts at hand. Si kuargue hapa kama some emotional R1. Ngori.
So Nabil, when you said failure of parents, did you mean failure of adults? Or did you mean failure of parents?
You know, each child has a parent.
Msikia hiyo swali, you journalist anauliza shughuli. What kind of stupid question is that? At your failure of parents is what do you mean? What do you even mean? Wacha tusikie. Ndio maana nasemanga kukuwa an activist journalist is such a terrible thing, by the way. These guys in themselves are triggers. Hebu imagine student ana watch hii interview, then anaona wanajaribu kuput blame on the government. Mzazi ana watch interview, anaona everybody is putting the blame on the government. So wao wako sawa, wanafunzi hawana makosa even though walifungia watoto wengine kwa shule na wakafunga milango na wakachoma na wakaua. They are very innocent. The parents of those kids pia wako very innocent. Can you imagine that? Mzazi wa mtoto anafungia watoto wengine shule, anawachoma, anawafungia ndani ya dom, anawasha moto, anawachoma. That parent is nowhere in the vicinity of innocence. That is a criminal parent. The kid is a serial criminal. According to me, watu wawili wafuata warushwe ndani. Ule mtoto ni under 18, ako under your care, under your guidance. Then anaenda anafanya kitu kama hiyo. Come on. Wakienda tuambia nange ukweli. Alafu mtu anauliza ati responsibility on parents. Anyway, wacha nisikie labda watetei, labda I'm going ahead. Spendi watu watumia akili, by the way.
Please.
Others have got it.
Yes, that's the
parent.
Yeah.
Please.
What? Ama wanamaanisha kusema maybe kuna wenye waliabandoniwa so wakalelewa place tofauti, maybe they are adopted ama wakalelewa kwa children so mama kitu kama hiyo. Because that would be the lamest excuse ever. Now, by the way, for your information, I dare you, I triple dare you, come up with a document that shows kuna mtoto mwenye alilelewa from an orphanage ama from such a kind of thing that ashawaichwa mashule. One, I just want one. Ukileta moja na delete video.
Others have guardians.
Yes, that's the parent.
The guardian is the parent, yeah. Bro.
Please.
Yes.
I pay for 1,100 students who are on scholarship. They are orphans. I am their parent.
Ooh, drop that mic. Boom. Like our journalists nini na wasumbua. They are just there to go after the politician. Like they are not there to follow facts. Come on, you guys. Kenya now.
And we have agreed among ourselves. We have shared among us, all of us. Now, if you are a parent of a child, what are you expected to do? To mentor.
To mentor. Napenda venye ana pose for dramatic effect. To mentor. Na anawaachia kitu is sinking. Yani, huyu jamaa anafunza hadi watu wako hapo. Anawafunza like how they are supposed to bring up their kids. Manze Ruto was right. Ruto wetu wako
You are supposed to guide. You are supposed to be available. You are supposed to show love. You know? You are supposed to be responsible. You are supposed to be there for the child.
A masterclass in parenting right here. Come on, bana. Eish. Jamaa kwa CS by the way. This guy anafaa kwa CS for education.
Now, if you leave a teacher who has 1,000 to take care of,
facts,
obviously there will be gaps.
I have a question.
The lady is back. She's even smiling. She got this.
I'm not a parent.
She's smiling. She's got this. Ooh, I was waiting for her to speak. Now I'm answer with, I'm not a parent. If you're not a parent, then shut the up. Don't speak about people who are parents, about kids, other people's kids. You have no experience raising one. You have no experience living with one. You have no experience educating one. So opinions zako hapa respectively, sioni venye zitamata. But wacha tusikie. Maybe akona point.
But I am someone's child, right? And in the context of the fact that I was taken to school, my parents did not transfer responsibility. My parents gave me a right to education. Now, let me go to my question.
What is that supposed to mean? So kama mzazi wako hajakulea vizuri tangu kuwa mtoto na kwani ukigrow kuwa mtoto huko unaenda shule? So all of a sudden ukifika high school ndio imekuwa education. Primary school haikuwa shule. That one wasn't education. I don't know if this is what they call a strawman argument or what kind of argument, but she's already started on a wrong footing. Let's hear it.
What amount of mentorship should a parent give a child for capitation to leave government to the school?
Come on. Are you hearing this, guys? Capitation na tabia ya watoto imetoka wapi? The government guy already explained. Yes, government imefail kwa hizo stories za capitation na pesa. Agree that one. But pia akasema wazazi, they have their own roles, their own responsibilities. Nobody is denying that. So she's denying the part of parents being terrible role models, terrible examples, wakilea watoto wao vibaya, anataka shift all the blame to the government. This is what is ailing the society. The ndio kitu ina ail Gen Z by the way, na ndio kitu itakuja ku ail the Gen Alpha vibaya sana. They will be so dysfunctional. You will not believe it, guys. Kama even ndo tutaendelea kufa. Imagine mtoto anawatch kitu na choma shule. Like everybody's on my side. So hata nikirudi nitachoma tu tena. They will still blame the government. Oh my.
What amount of mentorship should a parent do for them to stop putting triple deckers in a 60 spaced dormitory with 200 students in it?
I have an answer for that. How about the parent when anadrop mtoto wake aende dormitory aangalie, akipata ni triple decker aseme aje mtoto wangu asomei kwa hii shule, alali kwa hii dormitory iko na triple decker, na mkiona kama jokes aende a report that issue. If 10 parents from the same school report the same issue, I promise you it is going to be dealt with. What kind of reasoning is this? That is exactly the kind of mentorship. Na huyo mzazi akishaonyesha mtoto, wewe huwezi lala kwa hii triple decker because it is not your right, si poa. Hata mtoto mwenyewe hata kubali kulala hapo. Mtoto utampeleka hivi akiripoti hivi atarudi na wewe nyumbani. Atasema mama siwezi lala hapo. Si ulikataa, ulisema hii ni mbaya. That is the kind of mentorship. What other mentorship is she talking about? She's literally debunking herself. Let's continue.
What amount of mentorship should be done by the parent for students' welfare to be structured in school? What amount of mentorship should be done by a parent for abuses of students inside the schools, by teachers or by the administrations, etc., to be stopped inside the school administration? I'm wondering.
Okay, hapo make point moja, at least it makes sense. Abuse of kids by the teachers and whatever in school. That one I completely agree with. If bullying is happening in school, the moment mtoto ameenda akaambia mzazi, si mzazi anafaa kuje make sure hiyo kitu iko sorted, si ndio? Baba, mwalimu fulani aliniita hivi, and I always go and follow up. By the way, I promise you, I always go and follow up. This point makes sense. If there's abuse and it is reported, it should be taken care of. Lakini kama mzazi anaogopa mtoto atalewe hiyo shule, so hata abuse ikifanyika, mzazi ananyamazia, anamwambia wewe vumilia tu, uko hapo tu for only 4 years. This is the kind of things the parents are doing. Ni venye hatuko ready for this conversation. It is what it is happening and it is a fact.
At what point does the government actually sit down and say, there is a problem, let us solve it? Because we're trying to discuss and you've said something. We're shifting blame.
I love that one. Hizo BOG, BOM, PTN za kazi gani? Government itajenga shule, iwapatia kama ni counselors, iwapatie walimu, iwapatie quality control wase. So, watoto wakikuja shule kukue na issue, ni watoto wa report to the teachers, teachers wa report to the government. Remember, the same teachers wanafunza hao watoto their parents. Kama watoto wao wasomi kwa hiyo shule, wanasoma kwa shule nyingine. So hata kama they are not going through whatever it is happening in that school, they are going through it in some other school. The feedback system is there. We just choose to ignore it because there is a way we want our kids to go to school. Tunataka watoto waende shule watu waondoke nyumbani. Tunataka watoto waende shule fulani ndio tusemange mtoto wangu ako Alliance, mtoto wangu ako Pangani, sijui mtoto wangu ako wapi. That bragging rights ndio vitu tunataka. Juu niko sure kuna shule ziko huko ushago zenye hata hazina watoto. Unapata klasi iko na watoto 10, 15. Lakini kuna shule zingine huku mume overcrowd na watoto. Why? Bragging rights na kusemanga mtoto wangu ako shule fulani. Na mtoto akikuja kureport kitu kama ni abuse, ni kumwambia wewe vumilia tu, umebakisha miaka 2 umalize. This is what is ailing the parents. It is not blame shift. Nobody is shifting any blame anywhere. This is the fact. This is how things are. Una expect PS atakuwa anatembea kwa kila shule? Tukwe realistic bwana. We live in the same country. Sijui mbona watu wengine wanataka kujiona ni kama wanaishi in a different planet, in a different parallel education system, government system from where we are with here in Kenya.
Shifting blame to, because again, we're not requesting for services that are free. People pay taxes to this government for this to be redistributed to things that matter. When we talk about quality education, I'm looking at the fact that these students are saying, we don't have food, we don't have clean water. We saw the students who left their school, did a walkout and went to the ministry's office. They asked for food, for water. You've mentioned sanitary towels, and this is a country where condoms are free.
She's getting quite agitated, emotional, rather than sticking to the point. Ana claim watu wanapatiwa CDs bure na watoto wasichana hawana sanitary pad. How is that helping in the education system?
Menstrual pads are expensive. So I'm trying to see. Okay, I'm trying to let me finish. I'd like to finish. Then you can ask me your question.
Sanitary pads are expensive. So is food. So is electricity. So is so many other things. What is wrong with her?
When you say the psychology of growth is dependent on the parent being there, looking at the economic distress and disfiguration that
Kuulize, the psychology of growth, is it not dependent on the parent being there? Mtoto mwenye amelelewa na father figure ama na both parents, si ata grow tofauti na mwenye hajalelewa na these people. Is she trying to argue out of facts in kutetea watu wanachoma shule? In kutetea wazazi wenye have not been there, have not had their responsibility to mentor and raise these kids well. Munawaonyesha nini? This is the core problem of our society as Kenyans right now. Anyway.
You can only have the privilege of taking care of your child.
Did she just call taking care of your child a privilege? Wow.
If the economy supposes gives you the suspense to do so, why am I saying that? There are families that both parents have to go to work and come back and still don't meet the bare minimum of making a family. Parents are taking their kids to school to sacrifice themselves one way or another. Not everybody has the privilege to take care of their own kids every single time. I'm wondering.
What? Not everybody has the privilege to take care of their kids every single time. Huh? I wonder where she got that notion from. First of all, she's not a parent. I bet not, because hata kazi amefanya ni mtu amesoma na ni mtu anakaa kuwa amekuwa na tabia mzuri. So I don't know where she's drawing that conclusion from. Phew.
What is the education committee? What are the MPs? Okay. What is the government necessarily doing directly to the situation? That's it.
Let me just help you. You need to be helped here.
You need to be helped yourself. You need to help yourself.
Please listen.
Amejam. Ameambiwa wacha helpiwe. Amejam. Wacha helpiwe. Hiyo argument ilikuwa work. That is the workest argument I've ever had, and it was so emotional. It was so effing emotional. Wacha tusikie ile venye atahelpiwa hapa. Msichana amejam.
Let me just help you. You need to be helped here.
You need to be helped yourself. You need to help yourself.
Please listen. First of all, you make a choice. We start from there.
Which is?
As a parent, you make a choice to where your child wants to go.
Yes. No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
How many people pay to go to Alliance? we have to be factual.
Very many people.
You don't have a choice.
Very many people paid to have their kids moved to go to Alliance and other big schools. Oh my. Is she really denying this? Ebu hapo kwa comments niambieni. Si mnajua your siblings ama wazazi ama marafiki zenu wamelipa a lot of money ndio mtoto aende ile shule yako ameitwa. Come on, we cannot hide from this. We cannot run from this. Kama tunakuwa factual, tukue factual kama a country. As a nation, let's be factual. Let's be realistic bwana. Tunadanganya nani? Mbona tunadanganyana?
Utumishi Girls is a Ramadan, the lady who was buried in Coast. How is a child leaving Kwale to go study in
Because the parent could afford to pay for a slot in Utumishi. Shule za Coast walienda wakakula pesa, hawakujenga shule mzuri. So what do? Wanapeleka watoto wao zile places shule mzuri zimejengwa. Hii shule ilikuwa imetokea tena, watu walikuwa wanasema uko Northeastern, uko hizo counties uko Northern Kenya. County government kazi ni kukula pesa, haijengi anything. Then ni kuleta watoto wao hizi shule za Central na Eastern. These are things, kwani msichana anaishi under a rock? Surely, really?
You don't have
because
a choice.
you made a choice to go to that school.
Yes.
Just listen. Because you have made that choice.
Expert.
Because you have made that choice to go to school.
Yes.
The parental responsibility lies here. That you are supposed to go to that school and say, look, where is my child going to sleep?
Yes. Sikia venye wamenyamaza after your fact. Where is my child going to sleep? Hata yeye msichana mwenyewe amenyamaza. Hey, she's emotional.
Where is my child going to sleep?
Silence.
You have a responsibility. You
How many parents do that? How many parents participate in PTA?
Yes,
the moment ameuliza, how many parents do that? Wacha usikie.
How many parents do that? How many parents participate?
How many parents do that? That is the exact point. Time alikuwa anasema wazazi neglect their roles to bring up kids. Utapeleka aje mtoto shuleni unajua analala kwa double decker 4 decker shuleni. Na umwache hapo, ako cramped kwa dorm, na umwache hapo. Shule yenyewe septic imejaa. Shule yenyewe bathroom ni chafu hata aziwatoshei. Na umwache hapo. Upendi mtoto wako? She has literally answered all our questions and all our plot argument. Amejibu in that one question she has asked. Kwani huku tunaishi na akina nani bwana? Tunaishi na
participate in PTA.
Yes, you have a responsibility of accountability.
How many schools are in Kwale to motivate parents to take their kids in their neighborhood schools?
All right, so we need to make progress.
I think hata her fellow host ameona hii ni ufala anaendeleza hapa. Imebidi tu aseme we need to make progress. How many schools in Kwale to motivate their kids to bring shule? No, that hiyo si kazi ya Ministry of Education. Hiyo si kazi yao. If counties wanapatiwa pesa ya kujenga shule, ya kufanya wherever shule na wanakula, utalaumu waje government surely on some issues. Najua hatupendi Ruto and all that, but muelewe Ruto akishapeana capitation, Ruto akisha release pesa kwa county, yeye mambo yake amemaliza. Mambo yake amemaliza. Hiyo story nyingine ni ministry deal na mambo ya exams, welfare na vitu kama hizo. But attack on the county level, the same thing should happen. Hiyo tabia na mentality ndio tuko nayo. Tunaachia walimu kila kitu. So as parents tunaachia government kila kitu. As county government tunaachia the national government kila kitu. Then kikiumana tunakuja hapa kulia na kublame the government. Hypocrites. We are hypocrites.
You're watching The Last Word. I'm taking a short break. When I come back, I want to listen to parents and their choices. The choices you've made to get us here. All right? This is The Last Word. We'll come back.
Have you heard that condescending comment? The choices you've made to get us here. He's throwing jabs at the government guy. Because the government guy has made it clear. Parents are the cause of this school banning issue. Now they want to turn the tables. Lakini uzuri, ukweli ushasemwa. Watu washaambiwa na wamesikia.
Oh, we've got to make a choice when we come back on The Last Word. Don't go too far.
What a show. Anyway, that's it kwa video ya leo. I think hii video bado ni tamu na tutaendelea nayo kwa part 2 yake. Tutaenda kusikia responses za wazazi and it will be a good one. So, like the video and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next one.